That being the case, it does take up a lot of time, especially when you consider I'm a family man. And I believe family is very vital, so I have to spend a lot of time with my children and things like that. So I do teach them how to draw and just different things like that musically. So I just try to give you guys as much as I can when I can. Now, when it comes to charcoal, alright, you guys know you can buy the Creator Color charcoal. Now, there's another way to do this without buying the Creator Color charcoal, okay? There's another way without buying this. You don't necessarily have to buy this, but typically what I'll do is I'll buy some sandpaper and I'll just take the soft charcoal sticks and then just file it down. You do the same thing with number 2 pencils for graphite and make your own graphite powder. Here, I'll go in and I'll make also my own graphite powders. And I'll just take this graphite powder, number 2 pencils, cut it down with a knife to get as much lead as possible exposed, and then just start using the fine gray sandpaper and just back and forth motion, then dump it into this container. And this is all number 2 pencils, okay? And to be honest with you, I like using this better than you know, just the store-bought brand. The charcoal doesn't even look that dark to me, so I rarely even use it. But I've also made my own charcoal. As you can see, that's pretty dark compared to that. So I'll do this as well, okay? I just typically buy a good deal of them. I'll buy a good deal of them just to have them. And that's what I was saying. It can get very expensive when you start just buying different things to draw, okay? And so I want to go into detail with some of the other stuff. So now, back before I go with some of the tablets, okay? So these are some of the actual books that I do sell as well. And it's these sketch pads, as you can see, hardback, both sides. I can't remember the price I actually sell them for, but I know they're a good price. But I do also sell those, and the sketchbooks as well from Strathmore. Okay, so I do sell those as well, and I have a good bit of those. And like I said, I would love to do this full time. So if you're interested, just help a brother out, right? Okay, so it can get very expensive. Everything from the desk that I'm using here, but you don't necessarily have to have a desk, right? There's a lot of things you don't use. You can take a piece of actual paper and then you can use that to make sure you don't smudge your drawings. Or you can buy these, right? You can start buying these. I have a lot of these just lying around, things like that. They come in sets. You can buy these, okay? You can start getting very expensive with your actual color pencils, buying Prisma color pencil sets, right? Or like these are premium oil based, right? And as you can see, has the color chart, everything you pretty much can think of, especially if you're using anime with actual markers, okay? And just take it, nice case, lift out, you can see the additional ones there. So these are pretty good as well, okay? So I do sell those as well. Just some of the tools. I always use an actual architect pencil. This is an Ophidia, but I also use the Strathmore. You've probably seen the Strathmore. Oh, there we kind of Statler. I mean, I'm not the Strathmore, the Statler. I've kind of even got the word. I've been using it so much. But I use these, and at the very tip, you can actually take these inside like that and sharpen them. So you don't really have to buy. I do have one, but you don't even have to really buy the actual Statler one, right? I have other ones as well here, like a 4B lead that I use with kind of drafting pencils, okay? I use this graph gear, and as you can see, it's kind of weighted on the end here. It's weighted. So with this graph gear, you know, it's a pintail, and they make real good actual pencils. Same thing here, graph gear here. This is a 0.3. Now let me show you the difference between that. So this one is a 0.5. The 0.5 is basically telling you how the thickness of the gauge of the lead, okay? Versus here, 0.3. For real small, fine details. You can see it coming out there. I'm gonna put it up against my skin so you can see it. You see it? So very fine. Okay, so these are some of the tools I use here. Of these Mono Zero erasers, right? Mono Zero erasers. This is the block Mono Zero eraser. So you just take one of your deals here, flat, like that, and then you get an actual sharp edge, a sharp edge. This is very good when you're doing the strokes for hair, highlights, and things like that, okay? Okay, so I put that there. Always buy the extras as well. So this is kind of how they look. Let me show you. As you can see, that's for the flat. You can see it's in there, it's flat, and that's an extra flat one, okay? 05. So this lead is a 4B lead, graphite, as you can see here. I buy these because they last a lot longer, obviously, instead of just trying to buy one full thing of lead at a time, right? But I'll buy this, as you can see here. Multiple inside, right? These are electric erasers, right? Use those. Now I do sell this one in gray as well as in this black, standard black. This is real good too. I find myself using this a lot as well. Okay. And I'll get to the dry brushes and things like that separately. I said it can get expensive. It's because when I start going through my actual drawers in my art desk, I start buying a lot of sets, right? A lot of sets. And this stuff can get expensive very fast because you got different type of pencils. This is an 8B pack of Staedtler pencils, right? 8B pack of Staedtler pencils can get expensive very fast, but they're very good pencils. Very good sharp darkness, made in Germany, a real good brand, Staedtler, okay? These are the actual lead holder sets that I actually use, HB and 4B, mechanical pencils or whatnot. I mean the actual architect pencils. These are a lifesaver. These are typewriter erasers. So you can file these down, use the brush, and I use this a lot to lift out certain highlights. You guys have seen me use this in my actual artwork. So this is the brand I'm using. They're a bit on the expensive side. I order them off Amazon, but they're a bit on the expensive side. But I try to get everything I'm gonna use in multiple sets. So I'll have a lot of stuff to actually use, right? Same thing here, same thing here. And you'll see me use these tool mechanical pencils. This is a 0.7 millimeter lead, so I'll use those. Of course, Faber-Castell eraser pencils, right? And see, these are refills for the 0.5. So it's just, this is a 2B. So I try to buy this stuff in bulk. And like I said, the reason I'm showing you guys all of this is a tool. The reason I'm showing you the 0.7, the reason I'm showing you guys all of this is because I'm showing you what not to do, right? I don't want to discourage anybody. And I know when you start buying art supplies, that stuff can get very discouraging. Okay, these are very good pencils as well. I'll use those at times. So, same thing here. Here, some Derwent pencils. I don't think I've even used these yet, right? These, just different sets of pencils. As you can see, 0.3 B pencil, real good fine lead. I use that to do standard drawings with. This is a 6B for my architect pencils. But the thing about it is the leads break very easily. So you guys are getting the real treat here because you're getting the trial and error from me, okay? This is a 4B, and I'll use those Oneida 4Bs. 3B, or size 3, and that's an HB. Mono, extra erasers, mono, for my mono eraser pencils, refills, okay? HB 2.0, right? So I'm showing you guys all of these because I don't want you guys to be discouraged because you do not need all of this stuff. I just said I was going to invest in buying a lot of this stuff only because, to be honest with you, to me, art is very therapeutic And like I said, I don't have to worry about going.